Okay, Assalamualaikum and hello students. So for today's lesson, we are going to learn about writing a multi-genre research paper. So what is multi-genre? Multi-genre is just like there is a title, and one title you could write as much types of genre. It means you can tell this title with the different types of writing. Writing what? Different types of writing. I mean, the writing types. Yes, types. Different genre. So, as to teach the multi-genre for today, teacher will teach you on how to create poems for our title orthorexia. Okay, how to create poems based on our title. Okay, so before we move on to our lessons for today, you can see that it's okay, I will say it. Okay, so for today's lesson, the objective of today's lesson is students must understand what is the topic, what is the topic that we learn today. What is exactly orthorexia? Okay, that is the first one. And then the second one, after you learn about the topics that been explained to you, you must have the knowledge to recite a poem about the topic given. So poem is a genre in order to explain what we have learned about our topic today. So without further ado, let's begin with the lessons. So what is orthorexia? This is what is orthorexia. Okay, to be defined, teacher will explain what is orthorexia. So this orthorexia is an obsessive focus on healthy eating. Okay, so there is a rapid changing habit in dieting can cause someone fall into arduous and grave obsession through eating, which means that eating behavior which out of control would bring harm. So what is the difference between orthorexia and anorexia? Okay, anorexia is they tend to lack their appearance and personality. They are afraid in taking food as much as they can because they want to gain an ideal weight, whereas orthorexia is much fidgeting. It is much pretty worse than anorexia because orthorexia, wait, I will explain that because okay, so most teenagers nowadays are the victims of these situations, of this disorder. Orthorexia is an eating disorder, same as anorexia. But once again, why they have this orthorexia? Because the teenagers is being despondent of their look and appearance are signs of obsessions in having body goals. Okay, so what is the difference between orthorexia and anorexia? Anorexia is they tend to control their eating habit while taking their meals, but orthorexia is much worse than that because orthorexia they are too obsessive. They are not controlling anymore. They are too excessive in their eating habit, as they must concern the food must be 100% healthy. Okay, pure and digestible. Even though in our food pyramid, we are explained and we are exposed that each of the stage of food pyramid we need to implement and have in our eating meals to have an ideal time. But for the orthorexia, they tend not to eat meat because of their obsession. They think that meat will get them fat and more leads to obesity, something like that. Okay, So, how do you know if you are having the orthorexia symptoms? Okay, so the first symptoms of having orthorexia is large portions of particular foods were being avoided. It's mean like, when you saw meat, you don't want to eat it because you believe that, and you obsess that meat will make you fat. Okay, eliminating an entire group of food. Yes, that is totally. They don't want to take this one because they thought this is not good. Okay, they are too obsessed in food choices and too concerned the relations of the food with health, such as mood, anxiety, allergies, and digestive problems. Okay, as we knew that the norms of today, they don't like to eat guavas, as teachers know that, as they said guava will make you having acne at your face. Yes, and also they don't want to eat chilies. Yes, most of the foods they avoid to eat because they don't want to have acne on their faces. They don't want their skin look dull, something like that. Okay, the fourth symptoms of orthorexia is desperate views on food. Yeah, they don't want to take this, they don't want to take that. They're only concerns to food that is 100% healthy. There's no, if you take as much as you can, it will not bring harm to you. This is the signs of orthorexia. They will spending an excessive time in grocery stores and online just for reviewing the food labels and ingredients. Because when they bought something from the stores, they will read, oh, this food, how many fats contains, how many calcium, how many carbohydrates, because they believe if each of the portions is out of their list, out of their levels of controls, they will refuse to take it. And the last symptoms is they merely um, choose the most healthy portions of food. For example, fruits, yeah, they will never reject the fruits because fruit is 100% a healthy food. Okay, so these are the pictures, the example pictures of orthorexia symptoms. Okay, for this one, okay, she just take fruits and vegetables to maintain her body, to have a body goal, don't have some bellies in the stomach. Okay, this one, they tend to obsess in eating vegetables, but in accurate amount, not more and not less. Also this one and this one, they tend to look to the ingredients of the food. They don't want some ingredients that I think if the food contains fat or maybe like too much protein, yes, they don't want to take that. And this one is anxiety, emotions, and it takes yourself ruin your happiness because you are having orthorexia. You tend to obsess in food even though you want to eat it, but you don't want to take it as you're afraid that your body will not be healthy anymore. So we move on to the genre. After I explain all of the orthorexia, what is the orthorexia? Okay, teacher wants you to recite a poem about orthorexia. But for that, I will explain firstly how to recite a poem. So what is a poem exactly? So, to be defined, a poem is a collection of spoken and written words that expresses idea or emotions in a powerfully vivid and imaginative style. A poem is comprised of a particular rhythmic, and metrical pattern. In fact, it is a literary technique that is different from prose or ordinary speech, as it is either in metrical pattern or in free verse. Yeah, poem is you're free to use words, you're free to recreate sentence, you're free to write some things that you think that is beautiful. um, okay, so writers or poets express, yes, poems are used to express emotions through these poems more easily, because sometimes not all people can easily like um tell what she or he feel. So they use this platform poem to express their emotions, because it is difficult to express through some other mediums. So it serves the purpose of light to take the readers towards to the right path. Also sometimes it teaches the writers of the poet, us, when we write a poem, are moral lessons through sugar-coated language. Yeah, teachers like to recite a poem, because when you recite a poem, you will see the beautifulness, the amazingness of language. Because when you writing an essay, you cannot use some terms of English because it is not accurate. Okay, so poems also got many types of it, but the famous one is haiku, free verse, epic, ballad, sonnet, elegy, hymn, and villanelle. But I will only explain three of these types of poems, as the three of it. You will try to pick one of it to recite a poem about our title orthorexia. So, haiku. Haiku is a type of Japanese poem consisting of three unrhymed lines with mostly 5, 7, and 5 syllables in each lines. Okay. For the second types of poem is free verse. Free verse, it consists of non-rhyming lines without any metrical patterns, but which follow a natural rhythm. Epic. Epic is a form of lengthy poem often written in the blank verse, in which poet shows a protagonist in action of historical significance or a great myth. A ballad. It is a type of narrative poem in which a story often talks about folk and legendary tales. It may take the form of moral lesson or a song. Okay, so the patterns of the poem. Oh, you cannot see through this, but later I will attach the slides for you as a references. Okay, the pattern of the rhymes in a poem is, for the free verse. Okay, teacher will teach free verse is written with the letters A, B, C, D at the end of each sentences. Okay, so the first set of lines that rhyme at the end are marked with A. The seconds are marked with B. So in the third rhyme scheme, there must be related to the first set lines of the poem. If they are related, if if the first line of poem is A and the third line is A, so the rhymes, they will put A, and the second and the fourth are the same letter at the end of the word. They will put a B, so the rhythm of the rhyme of the first stanza is A B A B. But meanwhile, if okay, but meanwhile, if like this, okay, below the itsy bitsy spider, which end with R, went up the water spout, and with T, down came the rain as we see, and washed the spider out. Okay, as you can see, the first is R and the third is C and the third is N. So the first and the third are not related, so that's why they put the A and C. But when you look at the second and the fourth, there are the same letters at the end, so they describe the rhyme as BB. So overall, for the first stanza, the rhymes is A B A B. Okay. Okay. Sorry, technical issues. Okay, we are done in explaining what is orthorexia and how to do poems. So we move on to the activities. Okay, for the activities, this is a picture of orthorexia. So how will you create a poem based on orthorexia? So the question is, if you are diagnosed as an orthorexic, what will you do? What is your feeling? What is your emotions? Okay, so what do you feel when you are recognized as an orthorexic? So recite the poems about what you feel and illustrates your emotions. Okay, so that's all for today's lesson. I hope all of you understand what is orthorexia, which are symptoms that are too obsessed in healthy foods, and how to recite a poem, okay, using a free verse. Okay, each poem has stanzas, and every stanza contains 4 lines only. Okay, you are free to make any verse of your poems. So that's it. Thank you.